soldier of the order. I am the general of the AFTS, known as the Beginner Dude, or many know me also as Unit 41. And today, we are going to learn how to mass report a channel. Now, I know this might seem a little stupid, but there are too many options in today's social media. And when I say too many, I mean it. So, today we'll go and explain the policies, the terms, the fucking traffic, and also we'll be explaining what is wrong and what is meant to be reported. Without further ado, let's begin with the policies of YouTube Terms of Service. Now, since we want to report furries, all we need to do, the only policies we need to know is the sexual and nudity content policy, nudity and sexual content policy. Aside from this, all other policies are useless when it comes to mass reporting furries. Alright, now we have to read what is not allowed. But I'll read it for you. If you're posting content, explicit content that violates this policy, could result in channel termination. This policy applies to real-world, dramatized, illustrated, and animated content, including scenes, video games, and music. Don't post content on YouTube if it shows the depiction of clothed or unclothed genitals, breasts, buttocks that are meant for sexual gratification. In other words, every single fucking, or at least 99% of furry animations. So, we already, wiped out furries out of existence by 99% because all of their animations, or most of their animations, have this type of shit. Or the depiction of sexual acts or fetishes that are meant for sexual gratification. Other types of content that violate this policy. Age-restricted policy, blah blah blah. Now we can open all of this stuff because this is very important. Alright. Other types of content that might violate this policy. Masturbation. Folding or grouping of genitals, breasts, or buttocks. Using to give viewers sexual gratification. Nudity or partial nudity that is meant for sexual gratification, non-consensual, rape in other words, or the promotion of glorification of non-consensual acts, such as assault, incest, bestiality, or zoophilia. Now that right there was just the nudity and sexual content policy. Now we're going to thumbnails policy. Alright, so here we have thumbnails and other images that violate our community guidelines are not allowed on YouTube. Images include banners, avatars, community posts, and any other YouTube feature images. If you find thumbnails or other images, such as the previously mentioned, that violate this policy, report them. If you find a few videos or comments that you want to report, you can report the channel. Now, what this policy means, for you, they say for you, but it means to everyone. Don't post a thumbnail or an image on YouTube if it shows pornographic imagery, sexual acts, the use of sex toys, fetishes, or other sexually gratifying images, nudity including genitals, imagery that depicts unwanted sexualization, violent imagery that intends shock or disgust, graphic or disturbing imagery with blood or gore, vulgar or lewd language, a thumbnail that misleads viewers to think they're about to view something that's not in the thumbnail video. In other words, clickbait. Now, if you find any of that in a furry channel, that's just 90% of what there are in furry channels, goes against YouTube policies. Now we can proceed to what to point out in a report. With terms, we mean to use as formal language as possible. In other words, use the most complex and formal language we can. I can tell you, this video features very inappropriate stuff, take it down. But I could tell you, this content contains stuff that goes against of YouTube sex and nudity policies. This is due to the fact that there is a fictional character being redacted on the footage, while the content does not include any sort of educational content, purposes, warnings, etc. And it is also not age restricted. This is against this section of the YouTube TOS, and therefore it should be removed/age restricted. The second option would be the way to go. Unlike the first one, which will just be ignored by YouTube like most of the reports. Let me show you how I will report an actual following footage. The following footage contains content that is meant for sexual gratification or arousal of the viewer. Therefore, it goes against YouTube terms and policy services, guidelines, etc. It is not age-restricted or taken down. Well, it should. According to YouTube policies, any kind of content, rather fictional or in real life, that is meant for sexual gratification or arousal is not allowed in the platform. Well, this video is totally bypassing such terms and rules and should be taken down. And then you press enter. Things you should not report while doing a report towards YouTube is anything that is immoral or morally non-acceptable. Immorality is not an issue for YouTube, even if it means something sexual. The only things you should be reporting are according to its policies. But why should I not report anything that is morally incorrect? Well, this is due to the communism not minding anything that is immoral or incorrect. As long as it's truth, it's true. In other words, my policies matter, truth doesn't. Classic rule of hypocrisy and left these days. Now, reporting stuff that is immoral under the nudity and sexually immoral and incorrect and inappropriate towards YouTube might turn out in channel termination. Fake reports are not something that YouTube sees as something positive. So please, just report their policies and not any other stuff. Great. With that being said, now you can proceed to get your fellas to reporting morally incorrect stuff on YouTube, as long as it goes against the policies. If the video does not go against the policy of sexual and nudity, well, then just don't report it, because you're gonna get terminated or banned or stuff like that. And again, my friends, remember, communism is bad. It's worthy to mention that as more reports go towards YouTube because of a certain video and all are actually accurate to each other, for example, you are all talking about the video, you are all pointing out a true moment of the video that is against the policies, the higher the chance that video might get terminated, taken down, or age restricted, or maybe even monetized. Now, let's move on to how to report thumbnails. Reporting thumbnails and videos is the same thing, and also the same thing when it comes to posts. Don't lie about the posts, and don't fake report any posts or videos. Now, what you also can do is add an explanation what's wrong with the image. Some YouTube workers are smooth as a slime fish. Their brain is not very smart. So, what you have to do is to give an explanation what is wrong with the image, why that fetish is wrong, how is it a fetish, and etc. Provide as much information and context towards YouTube so they can take the video, post, thumbnail, etc. down. With that being said, thank you for watching this educational AFTS tape, or also known as the Anti-Furry Training Sector tape, to teach you how to correctly report to YouTube all of these policy rule breakers. With that being said, hopefully you watch another of our very knowledgeable tapes to teach you more about how to do stuff right, the right way, the right time, and in the right manner, and be in the right side, and in the right wing as well. I was the Beginner Dude, General of the AFTS, and I hope you enjoyed the VHS tape.